Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 42 on hypothesis testing. In this lecture also we will discuss one more problem on hypothesis testing, and we have taken the problem which was asked in GTU Winter 2024 exam. First we understand what is this question about. We are given that the mean breaking strength of a rope is 160 kg. If 6 bricks have a mean breaking strength of 154.3 kg with a standard deviation of 6.4 kg, test the null hypothesis mu equal to 160 kg against the alternative hypothesis mu less than 160 kg at 1% level of significance. So here they are talking about mean breaking strength of a rope, and here they have written 6 bricks. So instead of this we must have either ropes here or we must have brick here. So ultimately they are talking about breaking strength of a rope or brick. I think there is some typing mistake in the paper. Here they have written rope and here they have written bricks. So we will consider either bricks or we will consider either rope. So suppose we assume that we are talking about the breaking strength of a brick, then it is given that the mean breaking strength of a brick is 160 kg and 6 bricks are taken as a sample. They have taken a sample of 6 bricks and they find that mean breaking strength is 154.3 kg for this sample and standard deviation is 6.4 kg. And from this sample we have to test the null hypothesis that mean breaking strength is 160 kg against the alternative hypothesis that mean breaking strength is smaller than 160 kg at 1% level of significance. So first we write what is given. It is given that a sample of 6 bricks is taken, and for this sample they find that mean breaking strength is 154.3 kg. That is, sample mean is given as 154.3 kg and standard deviation is also given for this sample and it is 6.4 kg. And they have already given the hypothesis. Null and alternative hypothesis are already given. We want to test the null hypothesis that mean breaking strength is 160 kg against the alternative hypothesis that mean breaking strength is smaller than 160 kg. This means we have lower tailed test or one tailed hypothesis test, and we can see we have sample size is 6 which is less than 30. Therefore we will use small sample hypothesis test for population mean. Here we are given the population mean in the null hypothesis. We want to test the null hypothesis that mean breaking strength of all the bricks in the population is 160 kg. Here our population is the set of all bricks produced by some company or whatever agency, and from this population they have given this sample with 6 bricks. Sample size is 6 only. They are taking 6 bricks from the population which is the set of all bricks, and they find for this sample they find that average or mean breaking strength is 154.3 kg and standard deviation is 6.4 kg. So from this sample data, using this sample data, we have to test the null hypothesis that population mean or mean breaking strength of all the bricks is 160 kg against this alternative hypothesis, and level of significance is given as 1%, that is we will consider alpha equal to 0.01, and here our alternative hypothesis is one-sided, therefore we will use one-tailed test. Now they have not specified anything about the distribution of population. We know that if sample size is smaller than 30, then we can use small sample t test for testing the null hypothesis related to population mean, but we must have the distribution of population as normal distribution. That is not given, so we can assume that the distribution of population of all bricks is normal, or we can say that population follows normal distribution, and if population follows normal distribution, we can use small sample hypothesis test, or therefore we use t test for population mean, or simply t test for mean. To apply t test, we must have these two conditions satisfied. Our sample size is small, that is n is less than 30, and the distribution of population must follow normal distribution. So here both the conditions are satisfied, therefore we can use t test for population mean, and we know that for this test the formula for test statistic is given by t equal to x bar minus mu divided by standard deviation divided by square root of n, and therefore t equal to, we are given all these values. Our sample mean given is 154.3 kg and standard deviation is 6.4, n is 6, and whenever we are considering hypothesis testing, we assume that null hypothesis is true and then we test that null hypothesis. So we can take mu equal to 160. So we substitute all these values here. Sample mean is 154.3. Under the assumption that null hypothesis is true, we can put mu equal to 160. Standard deviation of sample is 6.4 and sample size is 6, and if we use scientific calculator, we find that this test statistic value is minus 2.1816, or up to 2 decimal places we write it as minus 2.18. So this is the value of test statistic, and now finally we require critical t value, and we are already given the value of t, which is critical value, but here we observe that we have one-tailed test, and we know that graph of t distribution is bell-shaped curve which is similar to normal distribution, and here at the center we have 0. We consider values of t on this horizontal axis, and we are having this left-tailed test, or due to less than sign we consider this much area or area in the left tail as alpha, that is level of significance, and here level of significance is 0.01. So this point is minus t 0.01, and due to symmetry we will have t 0.01 here, and we are not interested in this value, we are interested in this critical value only, because our alternative hypothesis is less than type or lower tailed test. Now to determine this value we will require this value, and this value we can obtain from the t distribution table. They have given the value here, critical value is already given, but we will also use t distribution table and we will verify this t value. And we know that whenever we are using t distribution table we will require degrees of freedom, and we know that degrees of freedom is equal to sample size minus 1. Here sample size is 6, so we have degrees of freedom is 5, that we denote by this new notation, nu equal to 5. And in the table of t distribution we will look for one-tailed test and alpha equal to 0.01 and degrees of freedom 5. So now we try to find out values from t distribution table. Let me find out the statistical tables here. Here I have statistical tables, and we try to obtain critical value of t using t distribution table. So this is cumulative standard normal table, and here we can see t distribution and critical values of t are given for different degrees of freedom and for both two-tailed as well as one-tailed test. Our degrees of freedom is 5 and our test is one-tailed test, and level of significance is 1%. So if we consider intersection of these two lines, and then this is our critical value for degrees of freedom equal to 5 and 1% level of significance, and test is one-tailed test. So if we remove these two lines we have 3.365 as the critical value of t distribution here, and that is also given in the question. Sometimes they provide the table value. If it is provided, then we need not use t distribution table. I have just explained for the use of t distribution table. So value of t distribution at 1% level of significance and 5 degrees of freedom is 3.365. That means this value is 3.365, and due to symmetry this is going to be minus 3.365, and this is our rejection region because we are having lower tailed test. We don't require this value, but this is just for understanding that how we find out the rejection region. So if our test statistic is to the left of this value, then we are in rejection region and we will reject the null hypothesis in that case. If we are on this side, then we are in non-rejection region and we will fail to reject the null hypothesis. This is non-rejection region. So now calculated value of test statistic is minus 2.18, and we see that minus 2.18 is smaller than this minus 3.36. that means we are in non-rejection region. So here we can write here t equal to minus 2.18 is greater than this critical value minus t 0.015, which is nothing but minus 3.365. that means calculated value of test statistic falls in non-rejection region, and therefore we fail to reject the null hypothesis. and null hypothesis is that mean breaking strength is 160 kg. So we fail to reject this null hypothesis. Therefore, we can say that sample data does not provide enough evidence to claim that the mean breaking strength of bricks is 160 kg. So this is very easy problem. It is the problem of t-test for population mean, and they have already given null and alternative hypothesis. Sample data is also provided. All we have to remember is that formula for test statistic, and they have provided t critical value also. So you can see all the problems are having this similar process, that first we have to identify what is given, then we set up null and alternative hypothesis, then we determine the appropriate hypothesis test, and accordingly we write down the formula for test statistic, and then we determine the rejection region using t critical values. If critical value is not given, they will provide the statistical table in the examination, which you can use to identify the critical values, and then you can determine the rejection region. So here our conclusion is that we are not able to we fail to reject the null hypothesis. That means we can say that the evidence from sample is not enough to prove that the mean breaking strength is different from or is smaller than 160 kg. So this is nice question. It was asked in GTU Winter 2024 exam. So we will continue with this type of problems in upcoming lectures. Thanks for watching.